Hi guys, I'm Hayden Crawford from Dreamtime Academy and I'm a wellness coach and spiritual teacher specialising in colour therapy and numerology. Here is your Starseed Oracle forecast for the first 2 weeks of March 2021. Lots of information to get through today. Now, as you know, each and every single month I bring down the wisdom of a different star family. As you know, we are ancient immortal beings of light living out temporary human experiences, and we actually exist simultaneously across numerous different star systems, but we have more of a connection to one. Usually, I'm Andromedan, so I was told that I was an Andromedan starseed in the middle of the night about 3 years ago. I kind of woke up and I was advised, you're from Andromeda. I didn't even know what it meant. So I Googled it the next day and I was like, oh my God, yeah, and I started researching. And that's how all of the Starseed videos that I create for numerologists came about. So what we're doing really is bringing in the information and wisdom of one of those particular star races from the Galactic Federation of Light to be able to give you advice and guidance through each and every single month. This month, it's the Hydian energy that comes through. Now, the Hyades is a star system that appears to follow the Pleiades through the night sky. So it's a beautiful star system, and the beings that exist there are tall white lions. They're very graceful and kind and peaceful and generous, and they stand on two legs and they've got hands as well. So they're a highly advanced star race, and they're just beautiful, and they're all about angelic channeling and also being of spiritual service so that you can make changes to global affairs. And we can see what's going on around the planet at the moment with all of these changes and vaccines and whatever else. So their energy is coming through at the moment, and actually it's interesting because Aldebaran is the brightest star in the Hyades, and it's the eye of the bull. So it's actually in the constellation of Taurus and sits at 33 degrees. And actually, if you're seeing the number 33 around you at the moment, then chances are your Hydian Star Family is trying to communicate with you, and they're trying to get messages through to you. So it's really important you should know this. But this is very much violet and indigo coloured energy, okay? Because the Hydian star seeds, they work on your third eye and crown chakras, okay? So what we need to do is look at the universal month cycle 8, which is Saturn, which is all about sort of building solid foundations for the future. But also we have to look at, because we're in a universal year cycle 5, which is Mercury, which is green over green. And this is about freedom, change, versatility and communication. So when you bring those two colours in for this month, what we're seeing is there's heart-related healing that needs to take place. So the Hydians are offering heart-related healing and assistance with that, because it might be a challenging month for a lot of you. What we can see is the three cards that I'm going to be offering you today. One is the message from your ego, and the other one is a message from your soul, and the final one is a message that's coming through that's giving you an action step to take during the first 2 weeks of March. So there are colour mirrors that I'm associating with each of those cards to provide something really special for you. So it will be a channeled message through from the Galactic Federation of Light, but in particular these Hydians. Now, there is an association with the violet flame, and they are connected to the Melchizedek Elohim Grail line. So these it's advanced spiritual wisdom that you'll be receiving today. That it's a high initiation of information. Okay, so the first card that I've picked out for you, which is the message from your ego. Actually, before I do that, I want to help you to connect up to your Hydian star family. It's important that we set an intention to do this first and foremost, okay? So what I'd like you to do is put your hand on your heart, and I'd like you to look up to the stars, and I would like you to ask for the information that you received today to be understood, anchored and integrated into your heart center so that you can take the necessary action, which will basically help you best navigate the energies of the month. All right, so going back to the first card now is Earth Pulsing. This is the card Earth Pulsing. Okay, and this is the pulse of the mother. It's Mother Nature. It's asking you to slow down. So your ego is the message from your conscious mind, and it's like you need to slow down. You need to reconnect with nature, because it's only then that you can feel that beautiful sensation of the heartbeat of Mother Earth. We feel so disconnected from nature because of technology and just stuff that happens and all of our commitments that we've got in family. But really, it's very, very important that the first 2 weeks of March that you go out, you swim in a lake, you walk through a beautiful field, go through a forest, and actually just feel that beautiful earth light. This is the Colour Mirrors bottle, actually, earth light, that connects to this card. And it's olive green over turquoise. Now, when those two colours come in together, it's like fresh new spring rebirths. And it's actually a rekindling of faith that needs to take place. And that can only be done when you're out in nature. When the Hydians are trying to communicate with you, they need to find a gap to be able to do that. So when you're out walking through nature, the information is a lot more accessible for you. So that's where you will hear the information, and you'll be guided so beautifully by them, because they love you unconditionally. When we look at the card that comes through for a message from your soul, now this is your subconscious mind, and it's actually called Cracked Open, this card. So your soul actually wants whatever experiences that you're going through to crack you open, to allow new light in. Now, this could be you reaching rock bottom, but don't panic, because it's often through our deepest initiations and trials and tribulations that we have our best growth. So, you've really got to surrender to the alchemy of life. Surrender to it, because if we want to turn base metal into gold, there has to be some sort of transmutation that takes place. So often it's that you have to go through the dark night of the soul and heart. Another energy that comes in is transformation Pluto, which is more violet energy, and also serenity, which is all about surrender. So those two bottles actually connect very much with Cracked Open. Grief is a necessary part of life, and actually when we experience grief and we surrender to it instead of fighting against it, it's what leads us into a new way of being. It helps our heart to heal, but it also helps us to let go of self-judgment and the illusion of separation, because there is no separation. Spirit and earth are connected, so it's only an illusion that we see. We feel that there is a separation, that we live in duality. So through this process of reaching rock bottom, you actually are refinding yourself. So allow this process to take place, because it's exceptionally important. Your Hydian Star Family are supporting you through whatever it is. And whether this comes out as a death of a loved one, or it comes through as just everything breaking down around you that you maybe hadn't anticipated, look for the hidden meaning and messages in that, because it's always for your purposeful good. Now, the third card that comes through for you, and this one is your action step to take during the first 2 weeks of March. And it's the Whale and Orca Elders energy. So this is a beautiful card as well. The wisdom of the whales and dolphins. And, this is about you sharing your song. It's about frequency and sound, which is very Piscean energy again, and diving deep into the depths of the subconscious mind. So it's about looking at the whales and how they shine their magic around the planet. They affect and infiltrate the electromagnetic frequency of this planet, and they do so much more than we ever think. They are magical beings that were seeded from the Hayades, and they've come to Earth to be able to help raise the frequency of the electromagnetic grid that surrounds the planet. And the whales, if they look at you, if you've ever had that experience of a whale looking at you in the eye, they see beyond your personality, your ego, your patterns, your behaviors, your addictions, and all of those sorts of things. And they see straight into your soul, and they love you unconditionally, and it affects you so deeply. So the whales and the orca elders, they want you to share your song, the truth of who you are. So that's the action step for you to take. It's about sharing your song, not being afraid of opening up and talking about how you're feeling, your deepest inner feelings. It brings in the energy of bottle 34 in the colour mirror system, which is this one here, which is called the whale, and it's turquoise over blue. It's more watery energy, and this is symbolic of difficult times coming to an end, but it's also reconnecting to the wisdom of the whales and dolphins as well, because you are an ancient immortal being of light, and you've got all of this information stored within your soul memories, and it's about reactivating those, and that will give you such a deep sense of peace within your heart. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that. I'll be back in a couple of weeks' time with some more channelings through from the Hydian Star Family, and I'd like you to just think for a moment about ways in which that you can really put yourself out there into the world without doubt, without fear, and leave a few comments below to let me know what action steps you're going to be taking to be able to shine your magnificence out into the world and help this planet raise its frequency even more than it already is. Okay, so I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.